my wife's name out you.
I'm honestly sick of hearing about it, to be honest with you.
I'm just there for the jokes, man. People taking it way too serious. I was there for the jokes. That was, number one, he made a fool out of his damn self. That's number one. But number two, you ain't exempt from getting these jokes.
For one, he sent us light skins back about 25, 30 years, bro. Then you set back our culture as a whole, because, you know, they're looking at us like, man, can't bring them nowhere.
Right.
And then it's like, man, my thing is, I'm only going to say about this, the joke, it was a joke. Was it tasteful? No. Now, I'm all about, like, you see you see a beautiful black woman who's bald at an award show and she's used to having some type of hair. You probably want to refrain from hair jokes because, you know, alopecia is a big thing in the black community. So I just would have, it should have been some type of, telepathy moment that he should have been like, brother,
read the room?
Yeah, exactly. Read the room, bro. Like, and come on. And he's always attacking Will in big venues. In big venues when you don't think anybody gonna do something.
My thing with it is, everybody's mad at Chris Rock. He ain't write the joke. Be mad at the people that wrote that joke. He ain't write that joke. They gotta be mad at the writers. He just delivered. Sometimes, yeah, I mean, you gotta read the room, but hey, they're making this way too much.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody be going bald. It's not.
And
that.
it's not like her first movie wasn't like Low Down Dirty Shame, and that was kind of like, you know.
But she ain't exempt either, because she can get these jokes either. Someone said she wasn't defending Professor Clumps in the Nutty Professor when he was getting clowned on. So,
oh man.
so if that was the wrong verse, she probably would have been laughing too. So.
I just think they just needed to just sit down, sit in the house for about a year or two, just fly under the radar, man. Y'all, it's starting to get messy, man. It's starting to get a little ridiculous, like.
It is, but the jokes were hilarious. I haven't stopped laughing. I was laughing too much.
The slow motion, the slow motion slap with the pause. He looked like Hitch to me.
They had the sonic rings.
Yo, they had all type of stuff. None of it just seemed genuine. It just didn't seem like it was something that just.
Yeah,
it just seemed like it was just.
And then we had the assault police. We had all these folks coming out of the woodworks talking about, oh, he should not have assaulted him. Got Jim Carrey coming out saying nonsense. Got the girl that was in the Batman movie. She came out and said just a whole bunch of people. Alec Baldwin's, he killed a dude. And he over there making comments.
You know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion about how they would react to being slapped on national TV after saying a joke, you know. So, you know, everybody's entitled, unfortunately, everybody's entitled to an opinion, and you're going to hear some ridiculous ones, you're going to hear some ones that make some sense. Well,
that's one thing. Everybody's entitled to opinion. But when you got when some of these folks that are giving their opinions got these skeletons, and got these other stuff that's happened in their life, like, yo.
People forgetful. People are very, 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 very forgetful. So, you know, I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad Will apologize. I'm glad Chris Rock ain't pressed no charges, because no, it was just a real man moment. And I want to say RNS moment.
People get slapped every day, B.
And then sometimes, once again, you got, for one, read the jokes before you say them. And I'm sure he was aware.
I don't think they do it. I don't think they do it because it's on the teleprompter and stuff. Yeah,
you ain't gonna set me up to get slapped, because it's gonna be a whole problem when there's a furniture movement. So you know, like, I'm glad he responded the professional way.
Yeah, he took it.
Yeah, I mean,
this ain't the first time he's been slapped.
See, I didn't know that.
You know, Chris Rock was bullied his whole life. So
yeah, you're right.
That's why it makes it worse, because it kind of like he's been bullied his life.
And you're right though, but it's like that point, and the mic would have been thrown.
I mean, it's comedy.
Yeah. You'd have felt that mic in your spine. I would have tried to keep my composure, but that mic would be like.
On to some more important stuff. We got Final Fours, but first let's recap the Sweet 16. Duke is heading to the Final Four. They played Arkansas. This was their first matchup since that national title game years back with, what was it?
Carlos Williamson and, I'll be honest, I feel like only people really remember him.
It was Carlos Williamson.
Carlos Williamson and,
Did Reed play for him, the lefty? Or was that a couple years after?
He played for them. I'm not sure if he played with Coilers.
Okay.
But, oh, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
I forgot who that dude.
Yeah,
it wasn't Trajan. Nah, the Trajan Lane, that was later, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember.
That's all right.
Yeah, but Duke, a team that looked like they might not even make it past the second round, they've kind of started hitting their stride. I thought this game would be a little closer than it would be, but Duke at some point, I think they held them scoreless for like a good 5 minutes, and I think they didn't miss a shot like the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Well, 4 of your 5 starters in double figures. Arkansas shot 30% from the three-point line. That's just tough.
Yeah.
It's just overall. For one, the main thing with these teams losing in the Elite Eight, awful three-point shooting.
Oh, yeah.
Some of these teams got to go back to just playing regular basketball.
Yeah, there was a lot of bad shots.
A lot of awful percentages from certain teams that if they would have shot less, they probably would have won.
Yeah.
That's really to be honest, and they got out rebounded by 9.
But for Arkansas, positive that they can get is they got some 4 or 5 star guys that played last night coming in to help them. So they kind of been, they got some guys coming in.
They got 3 guys that are legit.
Yeah, that could probably help them get over that hump.
But you hope.
Yeah.
Because they got all these McDonald's All-Americans that go to school. You forget they were All-Americans. Just because of the situation. You know what I mean? And just the way the coaching is. So you never really know sometimes.
Yeah, and for Duke, I think the key we all know is Paolo. If he plays well, they win.
And Roach.
They're big guys. Yeah, if those guys play well, they win. Because, with Wendell Moore Jr. and Griffin's been there like 2-3 years.
I'll be honest. I think he's only been there like a year or 2. He didn't play much last year.
Yeah, he might be a red shirt.
Yeah.
But with Wendell Moore and stuff, he's a good leader and been there for 3 years. So this is, Coach K's run continues. He's got another game to play, so maybe it might be a storybook ending, maybe it might not be, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But the St. Peter's Cinderella run came to an end, and I kind of saw this coming just because it's North Carolina's size.
Yeah, that's all it was. That's all it was.
It's their size. Like Purdue, they had size, but their big guys ain't really know what to do with the ball when you get them.
Big guys are just big.
Yeah, they ain't know what you give them the ball, go score on these little guys. They really didn't know. North Carolina's big guys, they want the ball. Mouse in the house all day.
I mean, Baycock had 20 and 22. 3 out of their 5 starters were in double figures, and they out-rebounded by 16. They were just too big. Shout out to St. Peter's, though. They played well. Juju Murray, he was a highly heralded point guard coming in. He wasn't the McDonald's All-American, I don't think, but he was in all the Under Armour stuff and the Slam magazine stuff. So I knew he was going to perform well, and he did.
Yeah, so. I mean, and St. Peter's shows you what you can do when you have a veteran team, when you got guys that's been there 3-4 years that played together, because they got blown out, but they played hard. Like they didn't. At one point, it was they tried to make a game out of it, but at the end, when you got that guy going 20 and 20, that's hard to do. And I think he's tied Tim Duncan for most.
Because he was behind Tim. He was behind Tim.
They both got 29
so,
now.
Yeah, I think he tied him. But that's just, I mean, some teams just overall just bigger than you.
Yeah.
And unless you're going to beat them down the court, and they had guys, too, that could play. Caleb Love's been killing this tournament.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's the thing about this matchup for St. Peter's. It was just your guards could do so much, but then their guards could cancel out your guards. And then
you got a wing who looks like he cuts down trees for a living. Lumberjack Manning. He's a killer.
I didn't know he could shoot like that.
He's nice.
Yeah, he is.
He's honestly, he could be he could be their best player overall. He does everything.
He's been playing the best throughout the tournament.
Yeah, he's nice. He's been willing to play basketball.
For real, he looked like he'd rather be out chucking logs.
And I seen this transition too. They showed it playing with Trey Young, and I was just like, whoa.
He looked like a whole different person. But I mean, also gotta give credit to Hubert Davis. This is he's the first coach to have played in the Final Four and now coaching the Final Four. So
there should be more of those coming in the future. There will be. Yeah. There has to be.
Let's hope.
Times are changing, bro. These paper pushers can't hide anymore, bro.
We got more players.
You got over how many generations of players that are definitely. I want to say, what's what I'm looking for? had the credentials to be a head coach.
Yeah, you're right. And I think I saw like there was a list before the season started. There was like a list of former players whose kids are now playing college basketball. Yeah, I think there was over 100 and something.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
I think it was like it may have been like 150 plus or so, but yeah, I was like, damn, that's a long list. And it's not even like star players too. It's guys that were role players on the bench and stuff. Their kids are in there too. So it's
a lot of them kids gonna get looks just because they part of the fraternity, especially playing at that level too. So
yeah, definitely. Stevie had a lot to say about Jay Wright.
What's there to say? He's in the Final Four.
He had a lot to say about Jay Wright and John Calipari. And
a while ago. Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
I thought it was a couple weeks ago.
No. This was, when he was here talking about Jay Wright isn't the best Italian coach. Is that what he said?
Yeah, he's trying to say Cal, because Cal gets all this high-profile talent, but Jay just gets dubs.
And Cal's his reputation took a little hit when you losing to a 15 seed. So, not looking good for you, Stevie.
And that was Cal's oldest team, right?
I think so. You
had a bunch of, graduate students and stuff like. Yeah. But Houston, I swear they always get so close. Like they get to the Elite Eight, and then it's always just like they're almost there. It's like they're just missing something. Cause remember that one year they had it, and then Jordan Poole hit that game winner, and it was just like, these dudes are never gonna get there. One thing I noticed about Houston, the way they started the tournament, there was a certain bounce about them that they no longer had. It's probably fatigue, you playing so many games, but if they had the same bounce, they were fresh, I feel like this would have been a better game. But overall, when you shoot 1 for 20 from the three-point line, what are we talking about? You missed 19 threes, bro. You expect to win? Like, really?
I can't even say nothing.
And you shoot 64% from the line. So you either gotta shoot 75 plus from the line, or you gotta make more than 1 3.
All they had to do was make 3 more threes. That's about it. Or 2 more. You be in overtime over.
But if you notice, they're not a team that shoots that well.
Yeah,
they got that bounce. They get in the lane. They make jumpers and stuff, but they're not a well shooting team.
I'm looking at their starters: 0 for 8 from 3, 0 for 5 from 3, 0 for 2 from 3, 1 for 5.
How do you allow yourself to go 0 for 8? Once you're 0 for 5, you might want to step in, get to the free throw line, a couple layups, jumpers,
Yeah, but for Villanova, this is their third one in like the last 4 years. They got a chance to get their 3rd national title under Coach Jay Wright. Gillespie, he didn't have a good game. Gillespie, yeah. He didn't have a good game this one, but he had a good one the past game. And then what was sad is that player that tore his Achilles. I was looking at him because he just fell. I'm just like, what in the world happened? Because it looked like he just got shot and he just fell. I'm like, I hope it ain't serious. And then,
that Achilles thing, man, I do my best to just stay off my feet sometimes, because you never know. Like, you just gotta just pray. You get lucky, I guess. Just because, it's
a freak accident. All Achilles injuries are always freak accidents. It's like random, and it was bad because he's one of their better players as well too. So it was just like, man, a tough loss for them. But Villanova, this is a team that I feel like they always get slept on.
Yeah.
Like each year they make their title run, like the when they won those 2 titles each year. I think people were just like, they're good, but we're not sure. They're good, but we're not sure. I think that was the same case this year
because they never really have any high-profile guys. Yeah, they had Jalen Brunson, but he became, high-profile as he continued to keep winning.
Yeah.
But they just bring in guys that are solid, blue-collar guys, and they go through the transition of, improving every year. Yeah. They usually stay to like sophomore, juniors. Some stay to a senior year, and they're well-oiled machines. So all Jay does is plug in pieces.
Yeah, and it's rare that they actually have one-and-done players. I don't think they've actually had any in this time span that the one and dones have became more popular. I don't
think they really, other than Tim Thomas. I think he might have been the only one and done player they've actually had. And Fisher was there for a couple of years.
He was there for a while. Yeah, I think he was there 3 years.
I think it was only Tim Thomas.
Even Kyle Lowry, he was there for 2.
I think Kyle might have left after that tournament run.
Yeah, that second year.
That was his second year.
Yeah, he was there for 2 years. He was there for 2 years.
You sure?
Yeah. I remember he was there. I remember because they did something on him. I remember he was there for 2 years.
Might be Tim Thomas, the only one maybe.
Tim Thomas, but yeah, another Final Four for Villanova and another Final Four for Kansas. They started off slow in this one against the U, but you hold a team of 15 points in the second half. Yeah, I don't know what. Not much to say, but jeez.
Just an overall better team effort, like across the board. They were plus 11 assists, plus 13 in rebounds.
Yeah.
Miami just fizzed out.
Yeah, and Miami didn't capitalize because they had stretches where they could have expanded that lead, especially in the first half. They could have expanded it, but I think Kansas got a basket late to close out the half. I think they may have exchanged baskets to close out the first half, but then in that second half, Kansas just came out and punched them in the mouth.
Kansas got too much size. They're conditioned to play in the tournament.
Yeah,
this is like Miami's first time in the tournament in so long. So and Miami's they rely on like only a couple plays compared to Kansas got a full squad. So.
Yeah. And Kansas, that's another. And Kansas too. People had questions about them this season as well. There's been questions about all these teams in the Final Four this year, just because nobody was sure how good they could be, just because so many circumstances. COVID. People still play stopping, and just some of the star players not really playing to their potential, and it seemed like all that just shifted after during the conference tournaments and stuff.
I think they just kind of got in the swing of things.
Yeah.
Got situated, got comfortable, and just started rolling. Because the best teams were in the Final Four.
Yeah. And it's not even the best team. These are like the programs of programs in the Final Four. And I think this might be the first year we've actually had this type of star-studded Final Four with programs that people are like, oh, okay, these are solidified, solid programs. And
too, for Miami, you ain't gonna win no games if you only make 3 threes too. It's just the losses from some of these teams
took a chapter out of
were awful.
Took a chapter out of Houston.
The shooting from some of these teams were awful. Yeah, you're right.
Maybe been something going on in that Chicago arena or something. I don't know. All right, first Final Four. Do a little quick preview. Villanova and KU. Of course, they did the right thing. This is going to be the first game because the following game is going, man. But I don't know when the last time Villanova and Kansas played in a tournament game, but this might be Kansas's first Final Four since Anthony Davis I said Anthony Davis. Since they played Anthony Davis in the national title that year in 2012.
Oh, I forgot they played him in the. So they played him in the conference a couple times. Then in the tournament a couple times.
Yeah. They've had. I think they may have regular season matchups and stuff. But it's going to be an interesting matchup. But it's Kansas losing that.
Oh my bad. I was thinking about the Memphis because Cal, Kansas, and okay. I totally forgot about the playing in Kentucky. I mean. I got Villanova anyway, so.
You got Villanova?
Of course I do.
I mean, I want to go with Kansas, but I just think anytime I pick Kansas, they lose.
I never pick Kansas. I pick Jay Wright.
Because they always, I see why you never pick Kansas, because they always embarrassing themselves.
Usually in the first, second round, too.
Yeah. They'll lose to a team that they're not supposed to. They'll underperform against teams they're better in. And, Villanova is always up when they always up to play these programs that are up there. So, I got to go with you. I think I'm going to go with Villanova. And this one, round 3, Kansas, UNC and Duke. Now, imagine if North Carolina sends Coach K off with another L. They already ruined his
which I'm hoping happens.
Farewell. They already ruined his last home game.
Yeah.
So the Dukies were mad about that. Now they got to. If you just imagine, oh my gosh,
I was loving it.
He was so mad.
See, I don't like storybook endings all the time. You know what I mean? Especially for the Dukie, because granted, people saying, "Oh, they didn't try to." Anybody their mama knows that they're always UNC and Duke are usually higher seeds, so you're always gonna put them, in different areas. But you always kind of want them to meet at some point in the tournament in the Final Four. And for Coach K's last go around, of course they made it so they could meet in the Final Four. But you have to get there.
Yeah.
That's the difference. People are like, oh, it's not sabotage. It's not sabotage, but they set them up so you can beat them in the Final Four.
Because number one, they know what North Carolina should have been an 8 seed. They should have been like a 4 or 5.
The only ACC team that wasn't in the East and West was Miami in the Midwest.
Right. right.
So like,
yeah, they know exactly what they was doing. They know they knew they was hoping for this because they know the amount of money just that game alone is gonna bring.
And are we mad at it? No. Because Coach K deserves this.
Yeah.
He deserves this opportunity, and you ain't gonna see many coaches like Coach K again that coached for so long with so much success.
Yeah.
With a rivalry that's so big, it's almost bigger than professional rivalries.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So
can you imagine if they lose? Would you actually contemplate coming back?
I think he would, but
if they lost, I know if I was a coach in that situation and I go out losing my last 2 games against my rival, especially a tournament game, I'll be like, nah, man, I can't go out like that.
We're gonna see though.
Yeah. Because I think Duke, they're both up for it, but I think Duke is a little more up for this game than North Carolina just because of the behind whooping they took.
Yeah, and it's Coach K's last go around.
Yeah.
So like he was gonna be there for some time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's Coach K's last, so
yeah. That might be a good and bad thing for them too, because they might be too into it that they might play out of sync, because that happens sometimes.
Yeah, man, we's gonna see.
We're gonna see, but yeah, it's
I
gonna
got
be.
UNC.
You got. Everybody know who I got. Who I got. I'm just hoping Caleb Love goes off again, because he be killing. But you know who be killing? Hey, well, before we get to that, quickly, me and you talked about this a while ago. How the NCAA just be on penny. They just be on penny. Now he's like named in some violations or sanctions. They could be facing some sanctions on this. And my thing is, they just won't leave this dude alone. I think this all stems from the Wiseman situation.
So when's the NCAA gonna be under investigation?
Shoot.
Because they do all these investigations with no real merit. Let's be real. Like, a man's helping kids get out of situations and putting them in better situations. Like,
yeah. And this is all stemming from him getting recruits away from the University of Tennessee. That's pretty much it. Tennessee's losing guys in the state to him, other guys around him. So
and you know he's pretty brown. We know that state. They definitely don't like that. Let's be real. Like, you can't point out the obvious. So when's the NCAA gonna be investigating themselves?
Oh man, they just need to leave my man
for
alone.
Doing faulty investigations, because you always harassing people for helping kids become college graduates. You know what I mean? College students, professionals.
That's helping them get a better life, and y'all just like, no. We gotta see what's going on here.
So basically, you want these kids stuck in the mud still. That's what you're telling us.
I must agree with you on that one. But leave Penny alone, man. He's trying out there doing his best, especially for a school that he went to, and y'all over here just messing with him. Like, geez, he ain't like some other coaches drinking and driving and doing some other stuff.
Getting scrippers.
Right. All right. All right. Women's Final Four. Paige buckets. You watched that game against?
I watched the overtime.
Yeah, man, that was probably one of. I swear, every year the women's tournament, the bar gets set higher and higher and higher because there's always a game that just goes over the top. Remember that one year, that Notre Dame UConn game? What was it, Mississippi State, when they hit that buzzer beater against UConn that one year?
One of them, yeah. That's a couple buzzer beaters that happened.
Yeah, there's been a boy, and then we got a triple overtime game, and it was just like, whoa, this is. You don't watch women's basketball. I don't know what to tell you.
Nah, Paige, she's coming. She's getting back to her old self. She still looks like, the injuries, still affecting her. But the way she produced in overtime, man, she was killing.
And it's just like
both overtimes.
And it's like, if she's not there, they're not winning this game. She's having that moment, like she's showing everybody, if I'm not on the floor, hurt or not hurt, we're not winning this game. So, and then Stanford, they're back at it with that full team. The girl that be catching the girl that be catching bangs. And
my favorite player on Steve is their point guard.
What the hell?
She nice. She's smooth.
Yeah.
I forgot her name. I follow Instagram. But
Stanford is like a star-studded team. They got all these other players, like siblings and professional players, siblings in there and stuff like that.
Stanford, I feel like that's gonna be a team. A lot of them players are going to the league.
They put so many players in the league.
Mm-hmm.
They've throughout the years, and they're always there too. They're always there. So I mean, in the women's, we got 3 1s and a number 2.
But you know how that go, girls.
Yeah.
Girls ain't letting no 15, 14, 13, 8, 9, 4, 5. Nah. We gotta destroy you immediately.
Yeah,
They do not play.
And I think the MVP, she might be player of the year, Aaliyah Boston. From South Carolina.
Oh yeah. South Carolina, some killers over there.
Yeah, I think.
Shout out Don Staley. Right?
Yeah,
Nah,
that's
cool.
Don Staley.
My uncle's a big Don Staley fan. That's how I know about Don Staley.
Where was she coaching before? Was she coaching somewhere before?
I thought she was here the whole time.
Oh, that's probably.
You know, they had that league with the, what was it, the PBL or PB something. It was like they had the Blizzards and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
it was women's basketball before they came with WNBA. So I've been watching Dawn Staley, the lady, last name was Black, point guard, little white lady, a bunch of hoopers that could hoop before WNBA came around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Google it, man. You find out, bro.
Man, yeah. So it should be exciting Final Four because it's once again the teams that've been at the top 4 all throughout the season are there, and you don't know who's actually going to take it. That at the rate they're going, you don't know who's actually going to be the winner of this tournament. But I mean, Aaliyah Boston and South Carolina, I think they've beaten everybody. You know, they've lost 2 games, but I think they've beaten everybody in the top 5 or top 10. So South Carolina's going to be a tough out for folks.
Def.
All right, we are on to Athletes Corner. Yeah, Athletes Corner. Once again, these interviews were done before.
My bad. It was the ABL, that league, the ABL.
Okay.
My bad.
It's all good. Yeah, these interviews were done before basketball state tournament. They were all done in February. So yeah. Lynn English girls, check this out. Then we gonna come back and we got some stuff to go through. Hello and welcome to another edition of Athletes Corner, and we got the Lady Bulldogs in here. How's everybody doing?
Good.
You sure?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got Trev, we got Mackenzie, and we got Rosie here. Season wrapped up. Season wrapped up Monday. Getting ready for the tournament. Seedings come out this weekend. You know, first year head coach. Overall, what was the experience for you as a first year head coach?
I mean, it was great. You know, I've had a lot of experience as an assistant, but now being able to run my own program and, you know, implement the things that, you know, I wanted to do with our system, it was great. You know, you're learning a lot along the way. Like I said, you know, being able to put the right pieces together, you know, with our coaching staff and our players, it's been a good experience.
For you ladies, this is your last year. Last year playing varsity. For you, how has these 4 years been for you? You know, 3 years with Coach Mack. You know, Coach Trev was there as an assistant, but 3 years with him. That first year with him, how was this for you? Just the transition and the coaching switch.
I was pretty excited knowing that Trev was going to be our new head coach because I knew how much of a change the program would have had, and overall, it was like a really good experience.
Yeah. What coming in? What were the things that you worked on coming into this season?
I knew I had to be like a better leader and like a player on the court.
For you, Mackenzie, the role increased for you.
Yeah.
Got a much bigger role this year. How were you able to take that in and embrace it?
Yeah, I got an opportunity to become captain, so I knew I had to, you know, work on my leadership skills and really do what was best for the team. And I think me and Rosie really did good this year leading the team.
Yeah, and it's been an improvement for the girls programs for like the past 6 years as far as each year there's more wins, tournament appearances. That is just a case of hard work and great coaching.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. No, yes.
All right, definitely. All right, talk about this season. You guys started off with a bang. First game of the season, you guys got the big win. And, you know, overall, you guys won the GBL regular season title. How did it feel just accomplishing everything that you guys accomplished for the regular season?
It felt really good. You know, we put in a lot of work. We had a lot of practice, a lot of hours, hard work, and it actually all paid off. So.
Yeah, and it mostly also came in from the summer, not even from like the beginning of the school year. We worked out.
And you know, there's always goals for every season. You know, you guys got knocked off one goal. Now, there's the other aspect. The postseason is coming up. How excited are you? Knowing last year there wasn't a postseason. It was just the GBL tournament. And the year before you guys made it to the tournament. Just how excited are you for the tournament coming up?
Yeah, I mean, just excited to get back to kind of the normalcy of basketball. You know, being able to have a playoffs and, you know, really shoot for that big time goal, which is a state championship. But just to get the first one under our belt, you know, that's the goal right now. You know, be able to take that first win in the playoffs. You know, kind of get your feet wet and then just keep going from there. You know, it's win or go home time. So you know, you take it one step at a time.
Yeah. For you, Rosie, how from the past experiences in the state tournament, what were some of the things that you learned from the last two appearances that the program had?
I feel like I had to like work harder, and like knowing that we were able to like get into the playoffs this year. I feel like that was like the bigger picture that we've been looking at ever since the season started.
How excited are you for it?
I'm excited. You know, this is like, I feel like we have a new program, so I feel like we could actually make it far than before. You know, we lost last, I think it was like, I don't know, 2 years ago, we lost like in the first round. So hopefully with all the work, we can make it farther.
Yeah. What are some areas in growth that the team developed throughout the season?
I think our defense actually has been developing a lot more. You know, like Coach says, defense is how we win a game, and I feel like it really improved a lot.
And also like coming together as a team and having team chemistry.
And also, before we get back to you on that, this for you too, but for you as student athletes, how is it the mental aspect? Because last year you guys were at home, come to practice for a little bit when everything got started, but now it's back to the classroom, practice afterwards. How much easier is that for you all as a team instead of being home all day doing the online classes and then having all the crazy things that was going on?
I feel like that's much better, just being at the school already and then just going to practice right after. It's way better than having to like wake up from the house, getting ready, go get ready for practice.
And we get to see each other in school all the time now, so I feel like that helped with our chemistry this year. We got to like be with each other all the time in the classrooms and everything, and then going right to practice, it really helped build the bonds and stuff.
Yeah. Back to that first question about the area of growth and then the just the normalcy of them going to school and going to practice.
Yeah, I mean, I think both captains touched on both points. Our defense has definitely increased from the beginning up until now. Kind of really, kind to lock in on our principles that we focus on, kind of being more active, really flying around. And just the main part is coming together as a team. I mean, that was the biggest goal, coming into this season, with our new program, is trying to just build that culture, build that culture of really caring for your teammate, really being there for one another, because, off the court stuff, when you're together, translates when you're on the court. You're able to have each other's back, and then just for the normalcy of being back in school and going to practice, it's normal again. And it adds those different factors of, having a long school day. Now you got to transition your mind into practice and getting ready for a game. And those are some tough things to deal with, you may have a long day, you may have had like a couple tests, you may not have done well on those tests, but now you got to go and play basketball, so it's like, how do you differentiate, all right, school's over, I got to focus on ball. But it's been great, man. It's been great just to, be in school. Like, I work in the school, so getting to see the girls all the time, make sure everything's all right, and then being able to go to practice after, get the best of both worlds.
We'll talk to you about the game winner you had against Lynn Classical. That was one of the more exciting games. The way the last 2 minutes of that game was unfolded. Walk me through that last possession and that last bucket, that last basket for you. And then I want you guys to talk about that 2 minute stretch of the game where you guys up 8 and then they just had this run to come back and tie it up.
But for the last, so we were tied up. There's like the last 8 seconds left. I knew that I had to like make a big play, so I just went to attack the hoop. I was looking for the foul. I thought they were going to foul me, but I ended up making it.
They weren't gonna call the foul.
Yeah.
They wasn't gonna call the foul on that one. Was that the original play, or was it just
It was my own play. Like,
Okay.
there was no play written up.
Okay.
I just had to go.
No, there was no play.
No, and, yeah, you guys ain't want to lose to them twice.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, that 2 minutes though, it was seesawing because it looked like you guys were gonna close it out, and then they just go on this run.
Yeah, I mean, I try to tell them all the time, like, that's how basketball is, man. It's a game of runs. You know, you never really secure a victory till there's zeros on the clock. You know, and we had to deal with a lot of foul trouble. You know, we had 3 of our top players fouling out. You know, and then we just had to make it happen. Like I said, I trusted my captains to be able to bring it home for us. You know, I'm a very composed person, so, you know, in those moments, it's just like, all right, let's go. It's one play at a time. Yeah, we watching, you know, our lead dwindle down, but hey, it's one possession at a time, and, you know, final 8 seconds, get the ball to your guard, let go make a play.
Yeah, definitely. Before we get out here, who are the other players on the team that have had big seasons that may surprise you or may not have surprised you?
Definitely Maddie Larino, Jari, they can hit shots when we need them. And then Jaylee Perry and Alicia Jean.
Yeah.
They're very aggressive. They're 2 great bigs that we need.
Yeah, I think Alicia, Jean, and Jaylee Perry have really stepped up this season. They had trouble at the beginning, you know, trying to get a feel for like the game and everything, but they've been scoring like nonstop, and they've just been working super hard. So those 2 really stood out to me this season.
That's great. Oh, we gotta get out of here. Time's running out. But state tournament is coming up. They'll be seeded this weekend. Everybody's finding out this weekend. But by the time this comes out, they probably already played. So I'll just say, plug in your social medias before we get out of here. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, whichever ones you want to do.
I mean, our Lynn English page, I believe it's LAHS_Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so that's our Instagram page. You can follow that. Our Facebook page, same thing. So that's where we're at.
Yep.
Y'all personals.
My Instagram is Rosie with 2 E's X13.
Mine's just Mackenzie _Acevedo 34.
And there you have it. Well, good luck. Good luck in the state tournament.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Make sure you go check them out wherever they get this season, wherever they play. So make sure when you guys find that out, make sure you go support the ladies, and you know, hopefully they're back here with a trophy.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah.
That's the plan. You guys been watching Athletes Corner. We out of here.
Peace.
See, that wasn't so bad. All right, and we are back, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we got some updates for y'all.
I'm just showing them a list about the ABL roster. A lot of killers.
Okay, all right. We're gonna go around in the sports world. We got some stuff that we need, some updates for y'all. So let me find it. All right. First off, the elementary tournament, the City of Lynn basketball elementary tournament ended over the weekend. I only went to a couple games. The first 2, I know. Lynn Woods girls, they won. Shout out to Tony Gallo's
Yo, has
daughter.
that always been a school?
Yeah.
When? Like forever?
Yeah.
I've never heard of Lynn Woods, bro.
It's always been a school. It's always been a school. Yeah, Lynn Woods won. Tony Gallo's daughter. She had a good game. So they won.
I went to Hood. I don't know what y'all talking about.
I went to Connery.
We went to schools.
Shoemaker girls won. They won theirs. Aborn Elementary boys, they won. CB's nephew had like 28. I forget the coach's
That's
name.
dope.
Yeah. All-Star game is this Saturday. They're having the All-Star game this Saturday. Your nephew, your cousin's an All-Star. One of the twins.
Yeah, I know Trev.
Shout out to him.
Shout out little cuz.
Shout out to him. Shout out to all the kids that made that All-Star team. There was a lot of parents. There was a lot of parents there.
They need to be. These parents need to be involved in these kids' lives, man.
Yeah,
Support.
Them elementary tournaments.
But my thing is, though, don't just support when they're young. Support their whole career.
Yeah. What he said. Shout out to Jesse Maggs, committed to Endicott.
Yep, my Endicott brother.
Playing football. Also, shout out to Nolan. He committed to Framingham State. He's going to be over there. Derek Omarigi from Classical. He's going to, I think, Southern Connecticut, I believe, or one of them schools in Connecticut. He's going to Connecticut to play football.
Okay, that's dope.
I can't remember exactly which one, but congratulations to everybody that's made their college decision. Rob Williams for the Celtics, he got hurt. He just had surgery, meniscus.
Oh.
But he's out 4 to 6 weeks, so.
No, meniscus surgery ain't that bad. My cousin had it, so.
Yeah, he's out. But he was playing so well, and he just got hurt. And they were playing so well as a team, too.
Good thing about him, though, he's not a god.
Yeah.
So he doesn't move as much and do as much. So, you know, he'll be back a little sooner.
They said he'll be back. If they make it to the second round of the postseason, he'll be back around that time.
The way they playing, they better.
Yeah, the way they've been smacking people, listen, man. I'm all for them winning, but the way they've been smacking people around, it opened my eyes. I'm like, well, better to do it now than before. And so, NBA playoffs is getting crazy. The playoffs is getting crazy. Lakers, they're not even about to be in the play-in game. Lakers fans been real quiet. Y'all been real quiet. Y'all had all that noise to talk to me, but y'all been real quiet. I don't know who's gonna win MVP. This between Giannis, Embiid, Joker, and Doncic.
I mean,
there's a lot of guys playing some great basketball.
It's really Joker and Embiid than the rest of them. Yeah. So I know a lot of people want Embiid to get it, but my guy Jokic, man, he does too much.
But you looking at these,
his numbers is crazy. He just does too much.
Yeah. So look, both of them, they're at 29 and 10. They're around the same field goal percentage, 18-19, 55% for Giannis, 48% from the field for Embiid, but Embiid 11. The numbers are just crazy. I'm gonna read off all these numbers, but like their PER is about the same. This is kind of like those three guys. It's just been the wildest. They've just been playing crazy. And the thing is, Jokic, he's playing better than he played last year. He won MVP last year.
That's my point. But you know, we live in this world where it's like I don't want to see him get twice in a row because they really want to give it to Embiid, but Jokic just out here doing what he does.
Yeah, I think if there was like a three-way tie for MVP, I wouldn't even be surprised. But I'm with you. I think Jokic would probably get it just because the way his efficiency. The Grizzlies 18-2 without Ja. The way they got some dogs.
You said 18-2 without Ja. So was he really an MVP candidate?
No.
Just unfortunately, I love Ja game. Unfortunately, it's like if they winning this much without him.
If they were like 13-7 without him, I was like, oh, okay, they 18.
They playing like he ain't there.
They 18-2.
I mean, he playing. I mean, he ain't there, but you know, what I mean, they playing. They don't need him.
It's like he's smacking people too, like crazy. NFL, they got a new overtime rule where in the postseason, where both teams can get the ball after one team scores the opening drive, the other team can get the possession. If there's like a safety on the first possession or whatever, then do whatever. It's a dumb rule.
So they basically turn into college football?
Yeah, pretty much.
Whatever.
Pretty much.
I don't mind it. The safety part was stupid to me, but somebody get a safety and you already scored, game's over.
No, if you kick off, if I get the ball on offense, you're on defense, you get a safety. I think that's it. Game's over.
Regardless if nobody scores.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind that.
Yeah.
For one, you shouldn't be getting no safety in overtime, anyways. Let's be real. So if you get a safety in overtime, you deserve to lose.
Yeah.
Like what?
Patriots signed Jabril Peppers.
I like Jabril. Where's he been at, though?
I don't even know. He's been around.
He got drafted, and I ain't heard from him since. He was amazing
he's bounced
at Michigan.
Around. Yeah, he's bounced around like 3 or 4 teams now.
They can't find a position for him? He had like 5 in college. You can't find one for a man that had multiple ones in college?
No, man. Malcolm Jenkins retired after 13 years, 2 Super Bowls later.
Kudos to him.
Good for him. College, Makai Ashton Langford, he's returning to Boston College for 1 more year for officially his last year, because
So we got the COVID year. He a grad student, right?
Yeah.
He got the COVID grad student year?
Yeah, he got another year.
He got the Van Wilder 7 years, man?
I think so. Hey,
I ain't mad at that.
Milk it. Because I think that COVID season, they're giving folks another year.
Bro,
Plus, he's had an interesting college career anyways.
I don't mind him.
Yeah,
I mean, BC could use it. They need it, man.
Yeah, they def do. They
So,
def do. So I mean,
I ain't with this whole kids in college for 6-7 years though. Like, let me get one more year then. For real.
WrestleMania is this weekend. Stone Cold is headlining. That's what I said.
I thought Stone Cold was running the podcast.
He is, but he's headlining. He's him and Kevin Owens.
But Stone Cold could, I'll watch it, but like last time I checked, Stone Cold could barely walk.
He hasn't been in the ring in like years. So.
And you know he got them 2 knee braces. I call him Stone Cold because of him. That's what I call him, knee braces.
Triple H retired. Triple H retired. He almost died.
I thought he'd been retired.
Well, from actually in ring, you know how sometimes they'll leave and they'll come back to do certain stuff, but he can't. He physically can't no more.
I thought he was like the commissioner. I thought he was Vince McMahon.
Yeah, he's behind the scenes now, but yeah, he can't be in the ring no more because like he got a defibrillator. He almost died. Yeah, he was talking about his health scare. Like he literally almost died.
And people want to say that wrestling's fake. It's staged, but it ain't fake.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between something staged. When you get hit, you really get hit.
Yeah.
Them slaps are really slaps. They just 300 pounds, so it don't feel like nothing.
Razor Ramon passed away. We didn't talk about this last week, but he passed away a couple weeks ago.
He was the reason why.
The bad guy.
Throw toothpicks at people.
Chico. Yeah, had everybody wearing all them chains and stuff like that.
And he wasn't even Spanish.
I know, right? R.I.P. Razor Ramon.
Yeah, R.I.P. him though.
English hired a new football coach.
I don't know nothing about English. My days are there done.
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that.
He got a name?
I forget his name. No, he was an assistant at Saugus.
Excuse me?
He teaches at English. I think he was on the staff years ago and stuff.
Excuse me?
Yeah. And that is all I got for everybody with the spring sports start, baseball, track, and all that good stuff. They start this week. I think the St. Mary's might go for 3 and 4 years, the baseball team. If they had that COVID season, I think they'd be going for 4 in a row. But
that's dope, man.
Yeah, that's all we got. All right, time for some highlights. Here's some throwback highlights, some throwback basketball highlights, and then we're gonna come back. All right, and we are back. All right, NBA top 10 plays, and then we're gonna close this out. We back. We out of sorts here. Yeah, teaching has been interesting. That's all I got.
Welcome.
Nah, it's been interesting. The kids are funny. They're funny. They're hilarious. Actually, they be doing too much, but
You already know what I deal with.
yeah. Once again. Make sure you visit LCTV After the Whistle for all updates, highlights, and all that. LynnTV.org. Make sure you go to the website, Lynn Community Television, Facebook, and YouTube channel. Make sure you follow him, Mr. Burton 23. Also, some of you student athletes, it's the off season. Make sure you contact him and get your workout in. Gotta pay them.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. You know, I work with people, but don't insult me. Just get a hold of me. I got no problem helping kids, man.
Yeah. Because y'all need some player development, some of y'all.
But I'm only dealing with kids that want to work. If you want to waste my time, go waste somebody else's. This is how I am.
Yeah. And don't be going around slapping people. All right?
I'm all about some of that.
Well, once again, thank you, Pedro, in the back. I ain't got no B-Day shout out, so we out of here. I'm going to Texas tomorrow, so I gotta get a haircut.
Nicole, happy 20-something or 30th birthday. I forgot how old she gonna be, but see you this weekend. Nicole Gonzalez, cool peoples, little sister.